So here's how the model comes out. Select the lift model on the front panel, and it rises very slowly. Put the model block aside for a moment and clean the table. And the machine goes back to work. Each model is cleaned from the block by removing this area here, starting with a pair of forceps. This loose end. And once it gets started, it comes out 2 layers at a time. So there are 94 layers, meaning I have to go around about 48 times. Out forms a trough and frees the inner model. This block contains the final models. At this point, we remove the rest of the material. By peeling it up. The layers are glued together so that as you pull one sheet, it pulls the start of the next layer. Here's where I made a small mistake in laying out my peeling cuts. This hard section right here sticks over the layers that have to be removed, so they have to be pulled out sideways. And now I've gotten down to the inner surface, but there's still material to be removed from holes here and here and here. Now the material in the hole has a score through it to help pry it free, bit by bit. Now, since the interior of the model is mostly clear, I'm going to turn it over and start peeling material off from the opposite side. This is loose enough that I can pry it free with my fingers, and like the previous layer, it begins to come off in fan-fold fashion. And rather than removing the rest of this material around the outsides, I'm going to leave it in place for now to protect the thin walls. And I'll remove it last since I can pull it away from the outside. Now here's a potential trouble spot. Support material has to come out from what is going to be an opening in this finished wall. So for a few layers I will be careful to try to pull this away from the wall as much as possible, rather than straight up, which will tend to put stress on the wall. If possible, I may use tweezers to grip it and pull it to one side. And now we can see through there where the material has been pulled out, and we can now see the gap in the wall. So we got it out freely. Same thing at the other end, where there's a small opening there. Sometimes material doesn't clean easily, and so the other alternative is to remove all the exterior material and clear the hole using a handheld pin vise. With a drill bit. This tends to find its way through the hole, following the natural cuts. Instead of drilling, I'm actually just twisting back and forth and allowing it to cut its way through the loose material. Clearing the material from this hole, grab a couple layers at a time with pliers that have a very wide tip to spread out the force, and wiggle back and forth, and some of the material came out of the hole there, as it should. Try to grab some more layers. Wiggle. And it gradually comes out. Because the walls are transparent, we can check our progress by looking at them from the side. Oops. Now there's still a little bit of rough material inside the hole due to the cutter that broke during building. A little evidence of that around this edge too. A rasp would clean that away nicely, but I can't remember where I put one, so I'm just going to finish removing the last of the support material from Now, sometimes the support material comes away in a lot of layers, and it's tempting to pull a lot away as much as you can at a time, but this model has very thin walls, so it's generally better or wiser to remove the material as little as you can at a time, at least until you get past delicate thin spots like this one right here.